Jagged Jam Masters. The question, when may I live in the love of my heart, is the essence of one's spiritual journey. There are many different ways to grow. One is love. People say God is love. People say love is the path. They say lots of things. It's very poetic, but what does it mean? The foundational question is, does my heart as a spiritual center, does it have love in it within itself? Or is it something that I need to get in order for it to have love? Is my reservoir full, or is my reservoir empty, and I need to do things, find things, in order to fill the heart with love? That is the bottom line of somebody's life. If you think, I don't have love because it's not there, I need to find it, you're going out into the world in order to figure out, what can I do? What do I need to find? What do I need to change? How do I need to dress? What car do I need to drive? How do I need to behave? How do I need to stand? What do I need my hair to be like? You're busy. Why? Because there's something out there, and I haven't found it yet, and I need to find it. And when I find it, I need to get it. And when I get it, I need to keep it. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. You don't realize it, but that's what you're saying. You're saying it's not my natural state to be filled with love. I have to find a job. I have to find finances. I have to find a person. I have to find children. I have to find something, lots of some things, in order for my heart to become full, in order to feel this. And like I said, not only do I have to find it, I have to get it to like me, and I have to keep it liking me, and I have to keep liking it. That's maybe the hardest. So the point is, you all know that's the truth. Well, there's a whole nother paradigm shift here, which almost no one's going to look at, which is, what is the possibility that my heart is full of love, completely filled with love, without anybody or anything, with no relationship, with no children? Not that you can't have a relationship. No one's saying it's renunciation. It's just, is this thing, this center that you can feel love in, filled with love, overwhelming, brimming all the time? Well, obviously not. I don't feel it. Maybe there's a reason you don't feel it. Maybe there's a leak. Maybe there's a block. Maybe there's some reason that you don't feel it. So you have to decide which of those two paths is your life, because that changes your entire life. One is, I'm in here, there's not love in here, but there's the potential for stimuli that can make me feel love, and that's my job. Keep that going, find it, work with it, figure all the stuff out. Or it is filled with love, but something's happening in here. And by the way, since I'm the only one in here, I must be doing it. There's no one else in there. Your parents not in there, boyfriend's not in there, husband's not in there, wife. You're the only one in there. So if it is filled with love and I'm not experiencing it, there must be something I'm doing to block that, to interfere with that, to not be able to experience that. You have to choose. That is the difference between what is called a worldly life, not meaning money or greed. That's not what worldly life means. There's nothing wrong with the worldly life. It's not evil. Worldly life means I believe the answer is out there in the world. That's all it means. It's not wrong. It's just, that's what you believe. I believe they say for every boy and girl there's just one love in this whole world. See, that's what you believe. You better start looking, because there's 8.5 billion people. I like when someone says to me, but I love him or her more than I've ever loved her in my whole life. I didn't even know it's capable of feeling this much love until I met them. Now, I won't do this to you, so don't come and talk to me. But if I wanted to play April Fool with you, I would say, well, wait a minute, you thought your previous love was the most that you could feel. And now you felt this. How do you know there's not another? Maybe someday you'll meet someone and it will make this look like nothing. And you'll say, oh my God, I thought that was love, and now I feel that this is love. Well, how do you know you're going to find something else? How do you know when you hit the jackpot? You don't, all right? That's one life. It's called a worldly life. The other is the other life, which is what? It's called a spiritual life. Why is it called a spiritual life? Because it says the answer's inside, not outside. Period. There's something I'm doing inside myself that is messing myself up so that I don't feel the natural beauty, the natural love, the natural light, the natural divinity, which I am. Now you choose which one you want to do. And people say, well, isn't it a balance? No, it is not a balance. It is not a balance. You know what a balance says? Well, I don't really know which it is. I'll hedge my bets. Be a hedge fund manager. So I don't know if it's inside and I'm blocking it, or it's outside and I need to find it. So I'll split my energy and do both. You'll end up with nothing. You have to be willing to look, and I'll give you some clues. There are clues all around. We'll talk about those. It is not impossible for you to know which of those is the truth. It is not. But you do see they lead to very different lives, don't they? And by the way, when we sit there and say the spiritual life means it's inside and I'm messing it up, that doesn't mean you don't have outer relationships. It doesn't have anything to do with the outside. Nothing. You can be married, you can have children, you can not be married, you can not have children. You can be married for 50 years, you can be married for 5 divorces. It doesn't make a difference. Why? Because the answer's not outside. So it doesn't mean nothing happens outside. It means you're not looking for the answer outside. And you're true to what your beliefs are, right? I believe it's outside, good, commit yourself. I believe the answer is inside, good, commit yourself. And then the rest will unfold one way or another. All right. Now, how would you know which of these is true? That's what I want to talk to you about, okay? And if I let you, you'd share with me and saying, well, I know which is true. I have fallen in love before. Every one of you fallen in love. I don't care if you were 5, puppy love, whatever it is. You have felt what it means for you to feel love in your heart, haven't you? Okay? What does that mean? You use the terms, I was so open, it was unbelievable. You open, don't you? You open. Have you felt love while you're closed? Do you feel great love for people who turn you off? No. You feel love for people that you feel open to, for people that you're willing to get close to you because you're open, you're receptive. Fair enough? Okay. Well, that's the first clue of what's going on. So is it the person or the situation, or is it my being willing to open? If it's true that no matter what person is standing there, if you close, you're not going to feel love. You're not going to feel attraction. You're not going to feel joy, are you? And is it true that the person standing there, for whatever reason, or the dog or the horse, not to be a person, I love this kind of dog, and look at it, it's perfect. What happens to you? You feel love. What happens to you? I'm scared to death of dogs. What do you feel? Love? No. So is it the outside object, or is it your opening or closing that determines whether you feel love? Fair question? That's a big step, right, to make that differentiation. And you're going to find, and you already have found, you're just not paying attention, you are the one that determines whether you feel love. If you sit there and you go online and you play the little dating game, probably all do, you play a little dating game, and somehow this matches, you get all excited. You haven't even met the person yet. You don't even know anything. They all put fake pictures. They put pictures on when they were 22, but they're 89 now. And all they're doing is the same thing you're doing. Trying to figure out, what can I say that will make them be attracted to me? Now, believe me, I'm not saying I want to turn this person off. So fine, you do that. And you will be open. You'll be so excited to meet the person and so on. And then what happens? You meet him or her. It isn't what you thought and you close down. Or it is what you thought and you open up. Did that person do that, or did you do that? Have you ever loved somebody, fell in love with somebody, just love at first sight and everything like that, and then not so long after that found out that they aren't what you thought they were, and the love went away? You didn't feel so open when you saw them. You found out some stuff about them that you didn't know, like they were a serial killer. That'll do it, won't it? Okay? So you are opening and closing yourself. You're opening and closing yourself. What opens you closes her. What opens her closes you. I tell that story all the time. You go out on a date with somebody, it's really close, everything's wonderful, and then all of a sudden you go to a restaurant and they serve soup, and what you hear is they slurp the soup. All right? Well, you've had past experiences in your life that basically, your uncle used to slurp the soup and you didn't like him very much. And your mother said, don't ever go out with a soup slurper. And so it turns you off. Somebody else, their Uncle Charlie, was their favorite person, and he had fun slurping his soup and used to love it. You go meet somebody 20 years later, slurps the soup, your heart's opening. So you are determining the foundation of the opening and closing of your heart. You're the only one in there. There's no one else in there. I'm going to make a statement. No one can open or close your heart. Only you can. What you can do is, in your mind, due to your past experiences, set conditions, consciously or subconsciously, that say, this sort of thing is going to open my heart. And so if you start to see it happen, you get excited. You get enthused. You are opening your heart. This sort of thing is completely unacceptable to me. If I go on a date with somebody in this modern day and age, where women are liberated and so on, and the idiot goes over and opens my door, well, what does he think, I'm an invalid? I can open my own door? I'm a chauvinist? It can happen, can't it? Somebody else says, oh my God, what valor, what's that so beautiful? I didn't know men did that anymore. All right? Or nowadays, women open the door for the man. He says, oh, that's really nice. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is you are determining what opens you and closes you. Now, you're not determining it consciously at the moment. Skinner says, man is the sum of his learned experiences. You learned what to like and what not to like based on the past experiences you had. You're programmed by the past experiences. If Uncle Charlie slurped his soup and he caused your parents to get divorced and it was just terrible and he took all their money, you don't like soup slurpers. If somehow he was the glue that kept the family together and he was adorable and he taught you to drive the first tractor you ever drove, or basically you love the thing. So if this experience had changed, you change. So we're getting very quickly. You guys are advanced, so I can go very quickly. You're doing it. You're doing it. And guess what? You know you're doing it. You know you close. Can you feel yourself start to close? Can you feel yourself start to close? I like the strongest example I can give you, and you can't deny it, is you love this person, and it's unbelievable. It's a romantic moment. You're hugging, kissing, right? It's just right there. Your eyes are closed. You are melted into this moment of your dream. And for a moment, you just want to see the guy or girl's face, and you open up, and you see that he's holding his cell phone. How you doing? That's that, isn't it? Just like that. Okay? That's that. All right? Until his sister and says, oh, I'm sorry. They called me about the wedding ring. Oh. I seriously, will you please look how weird we are? You open and close yourself. And then you admitted to me that the only time you feel love is when you're open. The only time you're excited about your job and passionate about it, you're open to it. You're open to it. The moment they get a new manager or somebody gives you a role you don't want to do in the thing, you close. I used to like the job, I don't like it anymore. You're doing this. Have I gotten through? Do you understand that? That is experiential. Every moment of your life, you're experiencing this. I'm enjoying my drive to work. Here, that's great. Listen to music, driving, doing great. I love my car, I love what's happening. And all of a sudden, somebody's in front of me going 15 miles an hour below the speed limit. How you doing? You closed. Did you have to close? It just gives you more time to enjoy your drive. No, you don't say that, do you? You say, I like going faster, and I like this sort of thing, and you're not letting me, and I can't pass, and you're trying to pass, and you're getting neurotic. You're doing it. That other person didn't do it. They're just driving. You even talk to them. Have you? Okay. I can only say because I do it. I've done it. I do it. Has anyone ever talked to the driver in front of them? Come on, buddy. They're supposed to be in the right lane. That's, yes or no? Anybody? Is it doing any good? And you're doing this to yourself. All you're doing is closing or opening. And it's happening very quickly, isn't it? All based on your past experiences. Just the sum of all these experiences. If it just so happens that they're driving 15 miles an hour and you want to miss work today, you don't want to go in, somebody else is going to volunteer for something, you don't want to be there, and you get the call, hey boss, there's a block in the traffic and I'm caught in this. I'm not going to make it in for another 15 minutes. You're the happiest soul that ever walked the face of the earth. If you wanted that position, you're going to vie for it, and you're going to be late because of this, you hate it. You're doing it. Can we go on? When may I live in the love of my heart? Guess when? When you stop doing it. If it is true that when you're open you feel love, and when you're closed you don't, that's a very big clue. And if it's true that you are opening and closing yourself, there's nobody else in there, right? It just kind of happens, doesn't it? Because your past experiences. Then to learn how to feel love, you have to stop closing. You just learn to stop closing. That's how. Not I need to find somebody who will open me. I want to talk about that. The example, I don't know if anybody gets it. The example I usually use is as follows. You're very, very hungry. You're hungry. You're starving. You're hungry. There's food sitting in front of you. Good food. Nice, healthy food. And you're sitting there. And you're eating it. Somebody comes by and says, God, you look pale. Says, yeah, I'm starved. Well, why don't you eat the food? No. I need someone to feed it to me. Why? Why don't you feel love? I need someone to love me. I need someone to dote on me. I need someone to take care of me. I need someone to believe in me. I need someone to fix what I'm doing inside myself that's screwing myself up. You understand, I'm not worthy of love. I never felt worthy of love. Right? People say they love me. I never believed them. And when it was all said and done, they left. And so I need to find someone who will overcome this insecurity that I have that I'm not worthy of love, that someone could really love me. And I need to really believe that they will and that they can. That's when I can live in the love of my heart. You're in big trouble. That is not the truth. You do not need anybody. You need to stop blocking yourself. That's the difference between running out there your entire life, trying to find things and get things. I'm going to repeat, it's not wrong. It's not wrong to interact with the world. You're supposed to interact with the world. It's an interactive sport. You're born and you got to die and you got this time in between and you dance with the world. But not in order to overcome your own problems. If you're creating the problems, there's not a single psychological problem that you're not creating. Now, physical problems, yes, it could be physiological problems, it could be genetic problems. There's not a single psychological problem that you are not creating. Why? You're the only one in there. That's your house. It's not true that events happen and then they stuck inside of you. If they're stuck inside of you, it's because you resisted them. And that's the truth. No matter how big the event is, there's nothing in there but you. You are a force of will inside. Yes, events come in. Of course they do. That's why you have senses. They come in through your senses. They come in and then your consciousness experiences them. Good. That's what you're here for. To learn, to grow, to experience things. But there are things that come in that you can't experience. Why? Your senses are broken? No, you wish they were. You wish you didn't have that experience. But you did have it, and it did come in, and you were aware of it, otherwise it wouldn't bother you one iota. So far we followed the pattern of what's going on. Events happen outside. They come in through your senses, and you experience them. Good. Fun. Great. Right? No. Why? Because they don't always feel good. Do they? When they come in, they don't always feel good. What do you do with them when they don't feel good? You say, no, not on my watch. No. This is not happening. I've gone through this with you. I hope you get it. If it wasn't happening, you wouldn't be struggling with it. By definition, if it made it in there, it happened. And guess what? None of you will ever make it not have happened. Nothing that ever happened didn't happen. If it happened, it came in. You're never, ever going to erase the fact that it happened. By definition, it happened. It became part of reality. How do you know? Because you know, you saw it. There it is. It's called reality. It comes in. Do you know it came in? Of course I know it came in. Why? Because I'm in here. Good. I'm a conscious being. I know it came in. What did you in there do with it when it came in? I know what you did with out here. It just, next thing happened. Somebody said something, then they stopped. Somebody said something, then they walked away. Somebody didn't say something, then they walked away. Whatever happened, and the next thing happened. The world's a motion picture. It's always changing, isn't it? The moment in front of you changes. When? The next moment. The next nanosecond it changes. Not a single atom that's in the same place as it was a moment ago. They're rotating around, they're moving. It's like, it's an active place. So the events take place. They come in. The problem is, you in there, and you know who I'm talking about, you in there, were not able to handle the experience that happened. No, not on my watch. So what did you do with it? I don't understand. It happened. There's no rewind. I know on our phones and stuff, we have rewinds. There's no rewind here, is there? So it happened. It comes in. and you do this thing. And it's natural, but we can learn about it. We're talking honestly. You do a thing called resist. Inside. You can't resist outside. It already happened. Here, they say don't cry over spilt milk. That's just a wonderful example. What is spilt milk? Somebody dropped the milk, and it wasn't plastic. Okay? Bottled milk. They dropped the milk, it splashed over there. You ain't getting it back in that bottle. That happened. And what they mean is it came in. What are you going to do with the fact that it came in? I'm going to freak out. I'm going to blame everybody. I'm going to get all upset. What good did that do? Nothing, but I'm going to do it anyways. What good does it do? Nothing. How would you like to be open enough to where the bottle drops, it smashes on the floor, you look at it, and you start cleaning it up? That's the end of it. In other words, you were able to handle the experience that took place. You handled reality. Reality happened, it came in, you experienced it, and you interacted with it in an open, loving, caring, productive way. Anything shy of that is a not loving, a not productive, upsetting thing. So it doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't help one single iota. And so you start getting rational about this, and you realize that's how I make a mess inside. I don't accept reality. I just sit there and say, no, you didn't say that. I will not accept that you said that. I will not accept that you said that. I never thought you would say something like that. It's wrong. I will not accept that you said that. Okay, now what are you going to do? Not accept that he said it, but he did. I don't care. I'm not accepting it. There's only one way that you can carry out what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is say, it happened, otherwise I wouldn't experience it, but I don't want to experience it. Inside, I don't want to have had this experience. And so you use your will inside to push it away. I always get to this point in my talks, because I don't know if you ever get it. Do you have will in there? Do you have hands in there that can push things around and grab things and push them around? And no, right? You use will to keep the experience from coming all the way back into you. There are experiences you like having. You like when you turn the corner and the sunset is so beautiful. You say, it blew my mind. It did. It blew your mind. It came all the way past your mind, and then you say it was like a spiritual experience. It was a spiritual experience. Why? Because it made it all the way through your mind and your personality stuff, and it went through, and you actually experienced it to the depth of your being. You say that, don't you? I just felt it to the depth of my being. Oh, it's so beautiful. Ever said it? Maybe somebody hugged you once, and you melted. You weren't even there. You went away, blew you away. That's what makes life worth living. Isn't it? That is what every moment is. Every moment is what makes life worth living. The experience comes in and it feeds your soul. How? By going in there. Well, what happens if it's not a nice experience? You don't let it go in there. No way that's going in there. There's no way that what you just said to me is going in there where I let it be when you hugged me and we were in love. And no, you sleep on the couch for 3 weeks. It ain't coming in here. In other words, you try to build a barrier. This is so important. This is the essence of life and spirituality. You build a barrier inside, made of what? Will. You have will. It's a power. You can push things around in there. So you build a barrier of will that keeps the experience from coming all the way back into you. Fair enough? All right? But what happens? You succeed. It has the power to keep the energy of the experience. The experience already happened. The energy of the experience doesn't come all the way through. Where does it go? It gets stored inside of you. That's what Freud found was repression or suppression. Yogis knew about that thousands and thousands of years before Freud. They called them samskaras. Patterns of energy that didn't make it through you. You put will in front of them, so they cycle. Energy has to move. So it's cycled around itself. It has to move, but it stays still. That's why the circle is such a powerful symbol in creation, because that which is moving can stay still by circling around itself. Well, why would it do that? Because you won't let it go past you. You will not let it come in. And so it builds this pattern inside of you. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a blockage. And you build a lot of those, and they block your energy flow. What energy flow? Your natural, beautiful, ecstatic flow of love, of inspiration, of passion, of God, call it whatever you want. Ever felt really high? Ever felt really open? That's there all the time. Every single second. I don't care when you ever had it. I don't care who made you feel it. I don't care. If you notice that inside can be really, really beautiful, I'm telling you it's that way all the time. All the time. For every single one of you. The highest you've ever experienced, the most love you ever felt, the most inspiration you ever felt, the most creativity you ever felt. Whoa. It's always in there. It doesn't need anything to flow. You are blocking it with those blockages that you built. Told you did it. You built those inside of you. Prove it. Prove that that's what's happening. Okay? There's your best friend. You like her or him very, very much. You get together really, really well. And you always feel open and loving. Oh, boy, there's Sally or George. You get all excited, right? Then all of a sudden you see George! And nobody responds. He just keeps walking. Uh-oh. That's not supposed to happen, is it? That's your best friend. That's George. Keeps walking. How you doing? Feeling love? Feeling excited? Well, what about next time you see George? How you doing? Maybe you avoid seeing him because I don't have to deal with what I felt inside, and I'm very disappointed. Little did you find out that he had earbuds on and he was talking a very important call, his mother called him, whatever the heck it was, and you just misread the entire situation. You didn't hear a word, didn't hear you calling, but you made a mess of it, didn't you? Ever done it? Okay, that's what you're doing. You blocked that experience. It didn't go through, and now it's built inside of you, and everything that hits it now, you see him again, you may literally say, oh, let's come over here, I want to see George. Ever done it? Ever avoided seeing somebody? Ever avoided a situation? That's because you stored the thing inside from yesterday. And you wake up and you realize, I'm doing this. Remember we talked about, is there love in there and why don't you feel it? I just told you I don't feel it. Because you blocked it. I always use the example of the Hoover Dam. Do you know that the Colorado River right now is trying as hard as it can to blow past that dam? And if they took that dam down, even a little bit, they'd say, oh, the dam broke. No, the Colorado River came back in. It's always trying to. There's a force of that river trying to flow. And they have to build this giant dam and maintain it, thousands of people all the time and money to keep that river from coming through. Okay? If you took it down, the river would flow right back the way it was before you put the dam up. And that's true inside of you too. There's this beautiful, beautiful flow of spiritual energy, of Shakti, of Chi, call it whatever you want. There's this beautiful flow of energy that's flowing all the way through your being, feeding you all the time, and you are blocking it with these things that you don't accept, with the stuff that you say no, 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 and you do it every single day with the tiniest little thing. No, it can't rain today. It's my birthday. Why's it have to rain on my birthday? There you go. Make a thing out of that. You do it with everything. You go out to eat, you drop some ketchup on your skirt or your pants. You don't want to go back to work. You're embarrassed. You try to cover it. You're sitting on a planet in the middle of nowheres. Black, empty space. You hear me? I tried to get this across to you. This is your liberation talk. 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun. And you care about the ketchup on your pants. There's 8.5 billion people on the planet Earth. How many will see the ketchup on your pants? 0.0000001? And if you're not on the Earth, no one will see it. You're messing yourself up with this crazy stuff you're doing inside. The right way to think about it is, I'm sitting on a planet in the middle of nowhere for a handful of years. It spins around a star, and there's 300 billion stars in this one galaxy. And 1.3 million Earths fit inside one of them. And you're worried about what? You're doing it. There's no reason to do it. It doesn't matter if there's ketchup on your pants. It doesn't matter. You know why it matters? Listen to me. I'll show you why it matters to you. I'm not stupid, right? Why? Because if people see ketchup on my pants, they won't think very highly of me. They'll think I'm messy. So what? You're sitting on a planet in the middle of nowhere for a few years. Who the heck cares what anybody thinks? Well, if they don't think nicely of me, they won't like me. And if they don't like me, they won't be nice to me. If they're not nice to me, I won't feel the love I need to feel. There, you did it, right to the core. You worked it all the way back, just sitting there saying you think the answer is outside instead of inside. I can tell you right now that a yogis that's so evolved that they're sitting in a state of ecstasy, they're in a state of complete ecstasy, they don't care about the ketchup on their pants. Right? Ramakrishna, great, great saint. lived in the late 1800s. He was considered a real saint. Right? He was fully enlightened, right? And he would get invited literally to the prime minister's dinner, and to this, to that, all kinds of things, right? But he was God mad. Some of his disciples would take him to dinner. They'd be sitting there at his formal dinner table, and all of a sudden the master would hear something about God. Who knows? Anything would set him off, right? I'm telling you the truth. He'd stand up, crying, and he'd just be singing to God and crying right there at the table. So they asked him, don't you get embarrassed? Don't you get embarrassed? And he said, well, different times they asked him that, and there's two answers he gave them. He said, I learned a long time ago that the only thing you can do with the respect of another human being is lose it. Ever feel like you impress somebody and then be nervous to see him again? Okay? And another time, I'll give you the real answer, he said, but I don't want to freak you out. Sorry. He said, you know how you guys say that sometimes you see like ghost apparitions coming in, how you see a little ghostly figure or something, plumps in and floats out? That's how I see your world. It's pure blinding light all the time, and every once in a while, what you call a building seems to formulate and then melt away. Yeah, you can get really high, guys. Do you think he cares about the catch on his pants? All right? That's you. That's you, right? The reason you care is because you don't feel all that ecstasy. If you feel all that ecstasy, who cares? You say it when you're in love. I don't care where we live. Oh my God, I'm so much in love. If we lived outside, I could live in a tent with you. See how long that lasts. See, same thing. He's saying the same thing, right? If you're open enough and you feel the joy and the ecstasy, you don't care, do you? You don't care about the outside. But I'm just giving you clues of what we talked about to start with. Is the answer outside or inside? Pay attention. So basically, you get to the point where you realize there is beauty inside of you. How do you know? Because you feel it sometimes. When do you feel it? When you open. When do you open? When you don't close. When there aren't things inside of you that close. If you saw George, you started to close, and someone said, oh, no. He's got these new earbuds with a phone in him, right? And he told me I had a really important call today. Next time you see George, you're fine. Isn't that silly? Right? You are opening and closing yourself. And when you close, you don't feel love. You don't feel inspiration. You don't feel joy. And when you open, you do. There, it's that easy. So what's the answer? Open. I don't ever say that because you don't know how to open. But you do know how to not close. Closing is something you notice happening inside of you, don't you? It gets weird. And you close. It's a yicky kind of a thing. Yes or no? Right? You know you're going to close, don't you? You know I didn't like what he said. Or you sit there, I like best. I just wait until he finishes and see whether I like it. That's really cute. In other words, if you don't like what I said, I'm going to screw myself up. Okay? You don't have to do that. When you're wise and you want to know when you can live in the love of your heart, you wake up and said, I don't want to close. Why? I don't like how I feel when I close. You like how you feel when you're closed? How about being depressed? You like that? What is depression? Really closed. Isn't it? I'm really closed. I don't feel anything anymore. I am a rock. I am an island. And a rock never cries. All right? I have pushed this stuff away because I can't handle the feelings of stuff hitting all my stuff. It gets too weird. All right? So you have to decide. Do I want to feel this love? Do I want to feel this joy? I'm telling you, I want for you that when you wake up in the morning, there is so much joy and enthusiasm pouring through you that you can't wait to get out of bed. You can't wait to go to work. You can't wait to have breakfast. You can't wait to stay with the family. You can't wait to get in the car and see if it starts. It's just all enthusiasm. It's all excitement, just every bit of it. And your whole day is that. Whatever task is given to you, you throw yourself into it. And if someone says, hey, you didn't do well with this, so I'll do better. There's no closing. There's no closing. There's only openness and inspiration and passion and love and excitement and service and just giving your whole being to whatever's happening. And it doesn't matter what comes back. It doesn't matter. If I work as hard as I can to do the best that I can, and somebody comes back and says, that's ridiculous. You did that all wrong. You say, wow, really? How should I have done it? And there's nothing that can close you. Would you like that? I'm telling you, you would like that. Why? Because you feel joy and inspiration and love. And that's what you want to feel. The reason you want to do the job well and have everybody dote over you is so that you can feel love and inspiration and acceptance. You don't need that. You just need to not close. If you don't close, you will feel what it feels like to be open there. Right now, when you open, you feel joy and passion and love and excitement. When you close, you don't. You feel anything from down to tired. What does it mean, I'm so tired? I'm so tired of this job. I'm so tired of this relationship. What does it mean? I'm closed. Well, can't you work it out? No, we're not going to be able to work it out. This is irreconcilable differences. It's just the way it is. There's not. Well, are you willing to open? No, of course I'm not willing to open. I already tried and I can't get open there. Wow. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever talked like that? Depression is the nicest, right? What's depression? I feel like that and nothing inside of me believes anything will ever change it. Period. It's always been like this for me. Other people get happy. I'm not going to ever get happy. Oh, fine. Go on, have fun. Because you won't. But you understand, you did that. There's nobody else in there. You let it get like that. Because you built all this stuff inside and it blocked your energy flow. So basically, what's the answer? Don't do that. It's so simple. If you're eating food and it's making you sick, what should I do? Where's the Pepto-Bismol? No, stop eating the food. Find the root cause of why you don't feel love all the time. And it's not because you didn't meet the right person. And it's certainly not because you met the right person, but they're not behaving the way you thought they would. That's not why you don't feel love. You don't feel love because you set all these conditions in there about what has to happen for you to feel love. He has to earn this amount of money, she has to be like this, and she has to want to have children, or she has to not want to have children, or not more than 2 children. Anyway, it's like, what are you doing? Every single condition you have is limiting when you will feel love. Any condition you have about what job you want is limiting what you will feel when you find your jobs, different jobs. You basically said, there's 8.5 billion people on the earth, and here's my list, all right? I'm down to 15 maybe that will match what I want, and I have to wait and see if they will. Well, you just limited your ability to feel love. You did that. The list, oh, let me say it, I'm bad now. The list of what you want, what you left off that list is way bigger than what you put on that list. Okay? That means that none of those trillions of things can make you happy. Only what you put on the list can make you happy. That was pretty silly, wasn't it? You want a list? Here's my list. Bring it on. What will make you happy? Everything, anything. Life, breath, living, waking up in the morning. I woke up. That's good enough. I get a day to rotate on the planet. Isn't that a better list? What's your bucket list? Anything that happens. I get another minute. If I get a day I get another minute, I enjoy it. I love it. I wouldn't waste a moment of it in any way, shape, or form. Do you like the rain? I love rain. I love snow. Do you like cold? I love to be cold. Do you like hot? I love that heat so much. I'm sweating. It's so beautiful. Do you like ketchup on your pants? I love ketchup on my pants. I look at the pattern. Somebody's looking at me and say, oh, you should see how I did this. I go, come here, look at it. It's like, they say, he's crazy. He's happy. He must be crazy. Well, I'll be that kind of crazy. Right? Well, you love this person, but look what they did. They lost their job. Of course I love them. Now we'll go look for another job. Well, just something we can do together. It's exciting, right? We have to downsize your house. What's a house? It's a little stupid thing on a planet in the middle of nowheres. What do I care? I'll have fun downsizing the house. Can you be like that? Because if you can be like that, you win. It is not the one who dies with the most toys wins. That's ridiculous. They're dead. It is the one that every single moment is enjoying every second of their life with great passion and love and inspiration and creativity, no matter what's happening. They win, don't they? It's all a winning experience. All of life is a winning experience. Every second of life is a winning experience until you say it's not. You said it's not. I'm pregnant, right? Is that good or bad? Who decides? You. I didn't want to be pregnant. I really wanted to be pregnant. Or, oh, I'm scared, I'm older, I wonder if I can go to term, I'm so nervous. That's really good too. You're ruining your life. Life is not ruining your life. Life is presenting you life. So what if I don't like what it presents? That's your problem. Life is really big. How long have you been here? 20, 30 years? Life's been here for 13.8 billion. I wonder who wins. I spent a lot of time trying to lay that out once and for all with Living Untethered. I'm going to lay out the reality of the fact. You have not been here for very long. It's been here for 13.8 billion years. Every single thing that happened in those 13 billion years caused the next thing to happen. There's dust was floating in space. It got pulled together by gravity into a planet. Did you do that? Right? Did you do anything? No, nothing. But every moment that's unfolding in front of you, every moment that's unfolding in front of you is a result of all the moments that made it be what it is. But I don't like what he did. Well, then talk to his parents, talk to his teachers, talk to his first boyfriend, girlfriend, talk to every single influence that ever happened that made that person standing in front of you be the way they were and what they just said, including the 25 trillion cells that are actively interacting together to make the body. What do you have to do with any of this? Nothing. But you can't accept the reality of what's taking place in front of you. The answer to all of this, when can I live in the love of my heart, is very, very simple. I'm here, check. I'm conscious, check. There's a world out there, check. It keeps unfolding, check. I can love it, I can handle it, I can interact with it, I can deal with it with I want for you, with no exception, that you wake up in the morning and you say, oh boy, I get another shot at it. Oh boy, I wonder what's going to happen today, because it's all going to be amazing and challenging and fun. I say sport. Okay? And then you go through your day and you work with it, you interact with it, and you do your best. Why? Who wants to play a sport that the team doesn't do their best? How would you like to play against somebody who wasn't even trying? That's no fun. How would you like to play a sport that you're not even trying? That's ridiculous. I mean, golf. What did they get out of golf? You want the ball in the hole? Pick it up and put it in a stupid hole. It's not difficult. But that's not the point, is it? The point is to make it difficult so you can have fun trying to do it. So you can fun getting better at it. You can fun working at it. That's what all of life is. It's exactly the same. You're going to be presented with moments that you're not so good at, that are difficult. So you can see if you can get better at them. It's always challenging you and testing you and working with you and making you better. There are no exceptions. But what happens if something happens that I don't like that it happened? Then you have a problem. You have a problem that you can't handle reality because it happened. Then what do I do about it? First, this is the whole way. When can I live in the love of my heart? Here's what you do. I'm conscious, check. The world's out there unfolding, check. I'm not in charge, check. The influence you have, if you took all the factors that cause the moment in front of you to be the way they are, your influence is 0.000000001. But I said something he didn't like. All right? How did he hear it? Oh, somebody made ears. How did he understand your language? Is that what you said? Oh, his brain was programmed with English instead of Chinese. How is he even standing there? Because he got born, and because this happened, and that happened. And why didn't he like it? Because he had experience in the past that reminded him. Are you kidding me? You went boo, and the whole thing blew up, right? And, oh my God, I feel terrible. You're not doing anything. It's all way, way bigger than, oh my God, wake up. I told you 1.3 million Earths fit inside one star, and you're thinking you're making this world? You're not making this world. You're experiencing the world that is a result of all the forces that cause it to be the way it is. Every moment is the result of all the moments that made it be the way it is. And your influence on those moments is very, very small. The ego is so big, it's so hard for people to understand that. I just want you to spend a moment, look outside for a moment, and think about how much you made. How much of anything you're looking at had anything to do with you. And you're going to find out nothing. The trees, the grass, the solidity of the earth, the atoms, the quarks, leptons, and bosons that are creating the whole universe, the weather patterns, the sky, the ozone. Give me, what, are you kidding me? Saturn's influence on your orbit, the sun flares, that I don't know what to tell you. You're making yourself suffer for absolutely no reason at all. You're in here conscious, and there's an experience unfolding in front of you. Dig it. Enjoy it. Work with it. And more than work with it, first handle it. Why? Because it happened. The alternative is to not be able to handle it, make yourself a big mess, and make everything else a mess. All right, it happened. Handle it. Now what do I do? If you're conscious and you're clear and you actually handle it, you will still be there present in the moment. And it will be natural to try and raise it. Just try to raise the moment as it passes by you. How's that for a goal in life? I told you once, the highest life that anyone can live is that every moment that passes before them is better off because it did. They raised it. A smile, a nice word, whatever it is. There's always a moment passing before you. And you sit there, well, I don't know how I can help anything. Just serve the moment. The moment in front of you, that's the only thing you can do. Just help raise that moment that's in front of you. But you can't do that because you can't handle the moment. If you come into a car accident and there's blood and you can't handle blood, you're of no use. If you come into a moment and you can't handle the moment, you're of no use. So your whole life is about not building these blockages inside of you that make it so you can't handle things. It's that simple. And so you devote the inner life. It's not about, meditation is very nice. All this stuff is very, very nice. But it's not about that. I'm sorry. What's it about? Stop building blockages to your Shakti flow. Stop building blockages to the most beautiful energy. What is love? What is love? It's an experience you feel inside yourself, isn't it? Love is you feel open and you feel this energy, don't you? You feel this energy pour up inside of you. And maybe it goes out towards somebody or it comes up inside. That's what love is the experience. And if you're a yogi or a yogini, you understand what the experience is. The fourth chakra open and the Shakti flowed in. There. I ain't teaching about chakras. I don't want to talk about it. You open and you're going to feel this beautiful, warm, gorgeous energy intoxicating you flowing inside. Why? Because you opened. That's why. So if you don't close, you will feel it all the time. Period. Is it possible to not close? Of course. What opened you closes her. What opened you yesterday closes you today. And so basically you wake up and you realize, I'm doing it. And then you decide to work on yourself. That's what it's called. It's called working on yourself. Can you? Yes. What if terrible things happen to me? You need to let them go. Notice that was the past tense. What if terrible things happened to me? Have terrible things ever happened to any of you? Are they over? Are they over in you? No. They come back up and they scare me, and everything I do is based on that, and there are places I can't go because we used to go with my ex, and I don't want to see it anymore because it reminds me of, right? They're not over in you. Well, that's a problem. That's not a problem, sorry. That's the problem. The problem is you have stored this stuff inside of you, and it's blocking your energy flow, and it's causing you to be weird. Have you ever heard the expression, when I'm around him, it's like walking on eggshells? What exactly does that mean? This guy's got so much junk stored inside of him that if I go boo, or don't say boo, or say Sally, or say Fred, I don't know what's going to happen. It's just going to do weird stuff. Yes or no? Do you want to be like that? Because I'm telling you, if you're like that, and think you're going to go out here into this world and find people, places, and things and jobs that somehow offset or compensate for the fact that you screwed yourself up, it ain't going to happen. You work really, really hard at it, and they teach you to. Work really, really hard at it. You'll get ulcers, you get headaches, you get old really, really quick. And you'll worry a lot that you won't get what you want, and worry a lot that you get what you don't want. You're not going to be okay that way, are you? No one has ever been okay that way. Is there a way to be okay? Yes. Yes, it's called spirituality, not religion or beliefs. Spirituality means I'm working on myself inside to release the spiritual energy, the Shakti energy, call it whatever you want, I don't care. My energy, my natural energy. I want it. I want to get excited about everything. I want to be happy about everything. I want to serve. I want to be so happy and so filled that I don't need anything. I've already got it going on inside of me. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that leaveth the mouth of God. That's what Christ said. In other words, you don't live off these events that are happening outside. You live off this flow of energy that's spontaneously flowing inside of you. So you commit yourself to opening. No, that's too hard. You commit yourself to not closing. And you know exactly what I mean when you're closing. You know exactly what I mean. You commit yourself to not closing, because I'm telling you, if you don't close, you'll be open. That's the way it works. Well, how do you not close? Now, I'm not going to go into it. We're out of time. The book goes into it in great detail, the Living Untethered book. All right? It basically says, don't try to take on the big stuff. Please don't. But there are little things that happen every day. That's why I want you to work. I don't want you to work with the big things. I don't. I want you to work with the fact that it's raining and you're getting uptight. I want you to the fact that it's hot out and you're sweating and you're embarrassed to go anywhere. I want you to work on the fact that the driver in front of you didn't put his blinker on. That's what I want you to work on. I want you to work on the stupid, stupid things that you close yourself over. That is closing. It's a negative experience, and you closed. There's no reason to have that experience. Use positive affirmation, use mantra, use breathing. I don't care what you do. take those tiny experiences and stop doing that to yourself. I told you when I had the interview with Oprah about the new book, she said her favorite line in the book was, and it's my favorite too, was this: the moment in front of you is not bothering you. You are bothering yourself about the moment in front of you. You're bothering yourself about it. What if you didn't? I wouldn't be bothered. All right? You didn't use the blinker. It's kind of fun, all right? Who cares? It's raining, okay? Fine, you're going to get wet. You get wet when you stand in a shower, don't you? It's like, it's just be positive. Be open. Don't close. And your life will change. Your life will change. Just right there. Just for those tiny little things that you close about. If you don't close, you will be a happier person. Why? Because you didn't close. And you will start to feel more energy. And that's just the beginning. And then what will happen, you'll learn, because you're working with yourself not to close, then something bigger will happen. Somebody will say something, somebody won't say something. And you'll notice you're ready and more capable of not closing. Why? Because you practiced. You practiced not closing. And so this other thing happens, and you'll actually be conscious enough to say, wait a minute, I've been feeling pretty good. I'm not going to go down because he didn't call. I'm not going to go down because he was walking with somebody else. Yeah, bigger. I'm not going to trade off this beauty that I'm starting to feel inside because of some stupid thing that somebody did or didn't do, or that I thought they did or didn't do, or that I decided I didn't like that they did or didn't do. I'd rather feel love. How's that? When may I live in the love of my heart? When you'd rather feel love. You know how true that is? When you'd rather feel love than closing, you'll feel love all the time. And you just keep letting go. And then you'll notice that the world doesn't fall apart when you let go. That's a really great realization. I mean, I was being a little too protective, a little too freaky. It's okay. I can handle the weather. Well, the novel concept. I can handle that. Everybody is the way I thought they would be. Better, because they're not. If they're the sum of the learned experiences, I've only known for 3 weeks. That ain't the sum of the learned experiences, and I'm not with them all the time during those 3 weeks either. Therefore, they are not going to be the way I think they are. They will never be the way you think they are, because they are the sum of the learned experiences, just like you are. So you basically catch on and say, it's okay, fine, I can handle it. I don't want to close. And you keep not closing, and then bigger and bigger things will happen. Naturally, you don't have to look for them and make them happen, and you don't close until eventually you don't close. I used to notice that it wasn't like I was not closing anymore. It was as if somebody took the hinges off the door and there was no door there anymore. That's how it should be. There isn't a thing called closing. It doesn't do it anymore. Okay? It's not going to do it. I used to say to him, wait a minute, if you're not going to do anything about it, why complain about it? Then sit there and say, okay, I'm renouncing, I'm not going to do anything about it, but I hate it. Well, why? You're not going to do anything about it anyways, so why complain about it? You start teaching deeper and deeper inside to not close. And then you will start feeling this beautiful flow of energy. I guarantee you, you will feel this beautiful flow of energy flowing inside of you. And it will be flowing up, right through all the centers. You're a being of light. That's not just words. It's pouring off of you. And what do you do then? Don't close. Don't close. But aren't there higher states? It will happen by itself. Once that energy is flowing freely and you're not closing, every day of your life you will get higher. Every day. Why? Because you let go of stuff that used to make you close. And now the whole thing's about staying open. The whole thing's about letting go. I've teached that, didn't I? The whole thing's about letting go. The energy will flow up. You'll become creative. You'll be smarter than you thought you were, than you used to be. No, seriously. If you took your SATs, you'd get a higher score. If you took IQ test, you'd have a higher score than when you took it before that was happening. Why? You used to have the burden of all this junk that you were maintaining inside and suppressing and working with and trying to be okay. Not to mention how nervous you are about taking your IQ test, your SAT. What if you weren't? What if it was just like fun? You're sitting in a class building of nowhere and they gave you a stupid test to take. Who cares? I don't care what happens anyways. Now you're ready to play. Isn't it funny? They take the top athletes, they're paid millions and millions of dollars to play a game. They tell them, just go out there and make believe you're on the sand lot. Just spontaneously, they tell the batters when they go up, no, don't think about it. Bottom of the ninth in the World Series. No. He's out there playing with the kids. Why? Because that's when you're open. That's when you're spontaneous. That's when you have beautiful energy flowing up inside of you that's capable of doing something great. Not when you're all nervous and closed and anxious. Well, the same thing goes for every moment of your life. So that's how you learn to live with the love of your heart. You stop closing your heart. You stop closing. How do you do that? Work with yourself. Work with your mind. Use affirmation. Use mantra. Meditate. I don't care. Just don't close. And you'll notice that the more you're open, the happier you are. You notice the more you close, the more you're not. You notice that relationships become really, really easy. Why? Because you don't close. Because if you do close, they're really, really hard. Well, how can I handle that he did this? Because you want to feel love. Not rational. It's not rational. There are people who've been through really, really hard things together. All right? And they didn't store them. They let them go. They helped each other. Makes me cry. You hear me? They didn't say, you're not what I thought you would be. They said, I'm committed, and I will let go of anything inside of me that will close to you, no matter what. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. It's called unconditional love. Therefore, I will grow by going through the experience we're going through. Whatever happens, happens. But I'm going to be a better person because I went through this experience with you. That's a relationship, isn't it? All right. Anyways, I think you get my drift, right? When can I live in the love of my heart? When you stop closing your heart. What if it hurts? Let it go. Go through it. Any pain you feel in your heart is the pain of closing. If you are open, Mother Teresa went and worked with the lepers. Great beings go through a lot of different things. Christ, how about Christ? He went through it all, didn't he? Didn't close one single iota. Forgive them, Lord, they know not what they do. That's the ultimate example. A nice Jewish yogi, right? The ultimate example of not closing is Christ. Let you who without sin throw the first stone. It's like every single bit of it was, don't close. Don't close. That's true of Buddha. That's true of all the great ones. They learned not to close. And all that energy flew up and Buddha went to nirvana. That's pure ecstasy. All right. Jagarath.